Hey guys, welcome back to Release the Craftin. Priscilla here for another day. In fact, day 6 of Poevember. That's hashtag Poevember24. And we're starting a new poem block. This one being The Haunted Palace, which is not a very popular Poe poem, but I am excited to share it with you. And share it I shall, because now I'm going to read it for you. So, this is The Haunted Palace by Edgar Allan Poe. In the greenest of our valleys, by good angels tenanted, once a fair and stately palace, radiant palace, reared its head. In the monarch thought's dominion, it stood there, never seraph spread opinion over fabric half so fair. Banners yellow, glorious golden, on its roof did float and flow. All this was, in the olden time, long ago. And every gentle air that dallied, in the sweet day, along the ramparts plumed and pallid, a winged odor went away. Wanderers in that happy valley through two luminous windows saw spirits moving musically to a lute's well-tuned law. Round about a throne where, sitting Porphyriogeny, in state his glory well befitting, the ruler of the realm was seen. And all with pearl and ruby glowing was the fair palace door, through which came flowing, and sparkling evermore a troop of echoes whose sweet duty was but to sing, in voices of surpassing beauty, the wit and wisdom of their king. But evil things in robes of sorrow assailed the monarch's high estate. Let us mourn, for never morrow shall dawn upon him desolate. And round about his home the glory that blushed and bloomed is but a dimmed remembered story of the old time entombed. And travelers now within that valley, through the red-litten windows see vast forms that move fantastically to a discordant melody, while like a ghastly rapid river through the pale door, a hideous throng rush out forevermore, and laugh but smile no more. So, that's the poem. And I picked this one because it actually has an appearance in the Poe story, The Fall of the House of Usher, which those of you guys who may know, if you've been here for a while, if you are new here, welcome. But one of my favorite Poe things is The Fall of the House of Usher, and because I chose to not do the stories, I wanted to include this. This story is actually, this poem is actually, shows up as a song that Roderick wrote in The Fall of the House of Usher, and is essentially just a poem on the surface about a palace that falls to ruin, but it's actually, like, what's it called? A comparison. A good example of someone losing their mind slowly. And I think it's a very fascinating poem. It's a very beautiful, like, beautifully described palace, and then, like, everything seems great and awesome until, like, sorrow shows up, and then it falls into ruin, and nobody smiles there ever again. And it's not a poem that you hear about from him a lot, but it is very beautiful, very succinct. It's only 48 lines, so it's one of the shorter poems that he has, but also you see a lot of the same sort of literary beats that appear in the like his more famous works, like The Raven. So I just genuinely really enjoy this poem, and I'm happy to share it with you guys. As for what we're making today, I'm altering another index card, because like I said, I have them in abundance. And then I have this angel, which also came from that Portraits of Death ephemera kit I mentioned on a previous video. And I wanted to make this card in particular a little bit more let's say luxe, by adding in some layers of lace and stuff like that. But I found that after stacking on one lace on top of the other, it was a little bit too much. Like, there wasn't enough breaking up the visual images here. So I just tucked in some background paper, just a neutral colored background paper, which is also from the Raven kit, my Raven kit, in order to sort of break up the front and the back. And I think it works really well to sort of separate the foreground, but also that torn background paper has like the look of sort of crumbling buildings and things falling down and being broken apart. So I was like, okay, well, this is perfect. And then I was able to use this die cut that I could not figure out how to use in like a functional way on this as a very nice little tidy label for the Nevermore, because of course I pulled that from my my little Gothic word sheet. I have a couple of Gothic word sheets, so definitely check those out. They're in the shop. that work perfectly for this kind of stuff. I have an Edgar Allan Poe sheet. I have a couple Gothic sheets. And then on my Patreon, I have more. But here we are. We're at the end of the video, so I will leave you guys here. Definitely come back tomorrow, see what we make then, and definitely check out the hashtag to see what everybody else is making. Until next time, guys, happy crafting. I appreciate your faces so much. Bye!